Welcome to one of the most exotic places I've been so far, Aitutaki, a small island in the Cook Islands. A proper tropical escape with low steady tourism and that calm atmosphere you rarely find anymore. Funny enough, I heard about it from a Swiss guy I met while traveling to another remote island in Panama. And I told him Bora Bora was still on my bucket list, and he just said, well, go to Aitutaki instead. It's just as beautiful and it's way less expensive. And honestly, the name alone, Aitutaki, did something to me. 2 years later, I was there. Getting to Aitutaki isn't straightforward, especially if you're coming from Europe. For me, being based in Asia made it a bit easier, but still. So you fly to New Zealand first, to Auckland, and then over to Rarotonga. And from there, you hop on a small plane for the final hour to Aitutaki. And the wild part isn't even the flights, it's the time zones. So New Zealand is on one of the earliest time zones on the planet. Then, when you fly to Cook Islands, you literally cross over the international date line and jump almost a full day backwards, 23 hours. It really messes with your head when you're trying to book hotels and flights without accidentally booking the wrong dates. I spent 3 days on Aitutaki, and unfortunately the weather was not on my side. Even though it was October, which is normally a good time to visit, it stayed cloudy, windy, and a bit cool the whole time. So not exactly the beach paradise you picture, but that's travel, you know. You just have to adapt and go with the flow. I treated myself to stay at the Aitutaki Lagoon private island resort. It's adults only and it sits on the Aitutaki Lagoon, which is considered to be one of the world's most beautiful lagoons. Now, the bungalow itself was fine. For a 5-star resort, I've stayed in nicer places, to be honest. But the view in the lagoon, that part is unbeatable. And no, I'm not being paid by the resort. I'm not at that stage of my YouTube career just yet. The resort had bikes, so I used those to explore. Aitutaki is small and quiet, and you barely see other people around. But you do meet animals, like this wild pig that I met, and it was just casually minding its own business, not even bothered by me. Or this little crab running across the trails. There are a few lookout points you can hike up to, but the hikes are pretty raw, I must say. Nothing is developed or maintained. Going up is fine, but coming down can get slippery, especially after rain. But like the view, I mean, look at it. It's stunning. Even though I barely eat animal products anymore, I had to try the local dish, of course, ika mata. It's raw fish marinated in lime juice and fresh coconut cream. After 3 days, it was time to leave the lagoon. The resort ferry ships you over to the island in just about 2 minutes. Aitutaki's airport is so cute. It's probably one of the smallest airports I've been to. But they still have a VIP lounge, you know, which made me laugh. From there, I flew back to Rarotonga for one more day. And this time the weather finally turned. I could enjoy a beautiful sunrise, a quiet walk, and a proper coffee to start the day. There's a lot to do in Rarotonga actually. Hikes, night markets, snorkeling, cultural experiences, but since I only had 1 day, I kept it simple. I visited the Te Ara Museum, which is a small but really informative place about the natural and cultural history of the Cook Islands. It gives you a good sense of the story behind the islands. Then I spent the rest of the day at the beach. There were a lot of stray dogs that hung out there, and when they've had enough of humans, they literally swim to this tiny island just offshore. My last evening came with one more beautiful sunset over the Cook Islands. The next morning I flew back to New Zealand, and I'll have another video about that trip coming soon. If Aitutaki wasn't on your radar before, maybe it will be now. It's remote, quiet, and completely unpolished, which is exactly what makes it special. If you've been to the Cook Islands, tell me how your trip was, and if not, let me know what your most remote destination has been so far. Hit like, subscribe, and I'll see you in the next adventure.